Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is the remnants of our dealership, NG Supercars. So I'm assuming you've probably seen the most recent videos, and you know that we got flooded bad. So at the moment, we're still in flood recovery mode. We're trying to minimize losses and get the business functional again so that we can start making money, because at this point we're only losing money. There's only so long until we run out of money. So it's a bit of a challenge. We have a ticking clock, and yet at the same time there's some things that we need to accomplish and get done in order to get things operational. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the status of the cars in the shop, give you a rundown of the status of the shop itself, and try and explain what we're going to be working on, although things change so rapidly it's hard to even predict right now. But if you want to support us, and believe me, we need your support. You guys, seriously, you are the reason why we're still here today. After the flood, I was confident that there was no way we were going to make it, that was the end of the dealership, the end of the business, and I was going to be pursuing another career. And today I can confidently say we're going to make it. It's going to be painful. We're probably going to have to dig deep out of our pockets, and it's still got a lot of financial losses to cover, and things are going to be not so great for a while, but we're going to recover. We're going to make it. So that being said, if you want to support us, you can do so in a few ways. Go to normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us using the code NGS10. That does help us out. You can also go to NG Supercars, our dealership website, but there's really not a whole lot for sale right now. We have to buy new inventory because, well, all of our inventory is mostly floods. We have one car that's not a flood car, the black 430 over there. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh yeah, and if you are interested in the flood cars, go to ngsc.me/floodcars. That has the up-to-date information about what cars are still available, how much they are, their status, all that stuff. So by the time this video comes out, these may or may not be sold. I don't know. It's just things run a little bit slower in the world of editing videos. All right, you can see on the lift there's a bunch of dirt and stuff. That's the dirt and crap that came out of the red 458, which Josh actually drove home. So that car was about 15 inches of water total from the ground. It has quite a few computer errors still, so it's not happy. Otherwise, we think we basically got the interior and the seats and everything else recovered. We took everything apart, cleaned everything, used the carpet extractor, used soap, used whatever we could to clean out everything. So that car, cosmetically and interior and all that stuff, is good. Now it's on to what electronic stuff is going wrong, and it seems to be all electronic. So I don't know if there's some bad modules that are complaining on the CAN bus or something. So we're trying to figure it out. It is for sale, so if you want to buy it as is right now, go to ngsc.me/floodcars. Josh's 355. We actually have multiple people interested in the car. This one, honestly, doesn't really scare us because the water did not get into the cylinders. The water did kill the clutch and the flywheel. Those can be replaced pretty easily. They're expensive, but hey, at least we don't have to rebuild the engine. Water did get into the oil pan through the sump return line. So there's a hose that's down here. You see those hoses right there, and there's another one. Those actually let some water into the oil pan. So we drained out all that water. The good news is I don't think that's going to be a big concern. We're going to run some oil through it, make sure all the bearings are fine and all that stuff. I think that car can be put together pretty easily. And because the chassis was up on the lift, there's not really going to be any electronic issues, which is great. This black 458 is surprisingly okay. It's got one error left at the moment. We haven't done a test drive, but it's got a AVH error, which is the auto vehicle hold. It's basically like if you're on a hill, it prevents the car from rolling. We got to get the seats back in. The interior's already been cleaned. Everything was taken out, washed, cleaned, scrubbed, carpet extractor, all that stuff. So it seems to be in really pretty good shape. I think that car, so far, of all the flood cars, fared the best. We haven't tested the stereo either. It does have a really substantial aftermarket stereo. Hopefully that made it because it's really cool. This 360, we're gonna try and start it today. The battery was dead. We've got the interior out. We cleaned the carpets and the interior, cleaned everything. You can see looking pretty good in here. We got all the dirt and all the crap out. Had to wash everything and let that go. I think we're ready to try and fire it up today. So that'll give us a good indicator of what needs to happen to this car. Oh, the red car, we also changed the gearbox oil and the engine oil, and we'll do the same thing for both of these cars as well. That car is a client's car, We're just buttoning up a few things and hopefully should have it done today or tomorrow, and then it'll go to its new owner. This car, okay, no flood damage, was not here, was at Makina Motorworks getting a conversion. Yes, we converted it into a manual. Hooray!
And there was much rejoicing.
So if one of you wants a manual 430 Spider, really good condition, lots of recent service, and I think it's 29,000 miles, hit us up. It is for sale. Sales at ngsupercars.com. My old 430 sent information to the insurance about it. There's no way it's not going to get totaled. Unfortunately, that car, I think, got it the worst. Yeah. I kind of really hope someone buys it and fixes it, although it's going to be a lot to fix that car, just because it is my first Ferrari that I bought years ago. Just don't want to see it go to like the car breakers and have it torn apart. Whatever happens, happens. This car is also a client's car. Nothing happened to this car. It was up on the lift. We need to take it to get a PPF and window tint and alignment, new tires, and then it goes off to its new owner. So you guys might find this kind of funny. They are actually doing construction on the culvert that they just installed like less than a year ago. So, you know, they repaved that. Well, they actually made a cul-de-sac. There was no cul-de-sac there. So they repaved all this stuff, and that culvert lasted like all of 1 year, and it got so washed out they're having to rip it up. Yay, your tax dollars at work. We still have the Bobcat until Saturday. Today's Thursday, which, by the way, Thursday Night Live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. So I have the Bobcat till Saturday. I'm thinking, I put in a local Facebook group, hey, I've got the Bobcat, doesn't even need any help. I helped out a place yesterday. Another person needs help, so I'm probably gonna try and help them out on Friday before I take it back. And then today, they're supposed to be dropping off new limestone so that we can get this looking nice, get that looking nice, and kind of take care of some of this stuff. So I do have to do a little bit of work with the Bobcat today here, and I also have to edit this last week's video. And I have a giant pile of dirt that if anyone needs any dirt, it's free. Take some dirt. And then Scott's car, poor thing, is sitting here ready for them to make a decision about totaling it or not. I'm confident they will total it because unfortunately that car won't even start, so it really took it bad, unfortunately. That's kind of the status of everything inside the shop, the status of all the cars anyway. We cleaned everything. I'm really content with how the shop looks. I mean, it's operational. Things are still kind of scattered and we don't know where everything is, but we're still figuring all that out. We still need to do drywall. We have to redo the kitchen, the bathroom, and the office, all three. All the drywall, all this stuff got ripped out, so that all needs to be redone, but it's not a huge rush because at least things functional, sort of. They're sort of functional. So we'll be getting quotes on fixing that stuff over the next few days or weeks, and then that'll happen soon. But I'm gonna edit a video and I'm gonna do some more work here at the shop. So we'll see you guys in a little while. Well, YouTube, our limestone arrived. We're having to dump it right here again. A lot of stuff going on. That's very satisfying. And I got 15 yards. It's a satisfying clank. Boom. I think we finally have enough battery to attempt to start the yellow car. We'll see how angry it is. Did it click? Nothing. Oh wait, did we pull the battery? The front? The tender says it's at 80% or higher. Oh shit, that's on. No. Okay, round two. Oh, you want me to turn on?
Yeah.
All right. Josh put in a new battery. He also gutted all the wiring rat's nest.
Turn it on?
It's on. Okay, immobilizer. All right, it's having a hard time.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sometimes when they sit for a while. Oh! Oh!
No lights.
No way.
No lights.
No way.
Wow.
No way.
Wow. Only we got a hood open and doors, but no lights.
Holy shit. Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
It even sounds like it's running strong.
Sounds good.
Oh, not too much water. Should we let it go outside and burn off?
Put it outside.
Okay. Oh, will it let you drive without? Oh, it's manual. Never mind.
Yeah.
Let's say like. Never mind. Oh yeah, find first gear. Woo! Even the little spiffy taillight works still. It's got a little F1 taillight, look at it. Still works. Nice. I am shocked.
That is fantastic. Dude.
That is
fantastic.
Damn, we might have to increase the price of the car. All right, YouTube, been on the Bobcat for a while. Got the shop kind of cleaned up, working on some of the cars. I think this car's all done. We just got like, well, the exhaust leak's fixed, and now we just got to finish up like wiring a radar detector, or a dash cam, that's what it was. So out here, it's so bright. Look at it. It actually looks sort of reasonable again. I need to clean up the rock over here. I got to dump some more rock over there. And then basically I'm all done with the Bobcat here. I didn't really bother putting the rock all the way back into the trench. Like I said, we want to let it rain a few times to see how the water flows and make sure it flows correctly. So any rock we put in there is just going to end up getting washed away at this point. So you can see it kind of just had it stop there. So at least now we could park a car here when we need to, or an emergency or something or whatever. And this isn't a total just absolute mud slide of just crap. Pretty pleased with that. Let me finish this up, but I think that's it for today. Again, Thursday, join us on the Thursday Night Live, 8 p.m. Central every Thursday. I'm sure this week we'll be talking about the flood. That's it, I guess, for the day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, YouTube. It's Friday, so we've got a interesting day for today. First of all, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I know a lot of you have been inquiring, which is kind of rude, but whatever. Yeah, this stuff going on in my face. So I just went to urgent care this morning just to get checked out, and they said they're not sure if it's fungal or bacterial, but it's probably both. So I'm gonna get some meds. Hopefully it'll start taking care of that. They said the fungal part of it could take weeks. Yay. It was one of those things where, yeah, I just didn't have time to deal with it. Given the situation, I'm sure the stress did not help. So that being said, you can now rest easy knowing that my skin is sloughing off because of an infection of some sort. Okay, that's out of the way. Just got an email from the original buyer of this car, who then was considering buying it even though it did have the flood now, but they did back out. So again, I'm not mad at them. They have every right to say no, given the situation changed. We're gonna give him a full refund on his deposit and all that stuff. So that means that car is for sure for sale. So ngsc.me/flood cars if you want to learn a bit more about that car. As of the moment, it runs perfect. It has no check engine lights. We still have to put back together the seats. I think we're supposed to maybe get the seats today. So it means hopefully we can have the car put back together early next week. Hopefully. So the good news is, worst case scenario is if the seats are screwed, it might only need new seats. Everything else, I mean, the carpets came out great. The interior looks pretty damn good. It's running perfect. And we just did everything to it. It just got converted, just got a new clutch, just got, wait, did we do a clutch? Yeah, we did do a clutch. Just got all this other crap, major service, oil change, trans fluid, everything you can think of. That car is completely sorted. And we took off that awful PPF that was on it and did a paint correction. And I think we even ceramic coated it. So it got a lot of stuff done. In fact, people have been like, oh, that's way too cheap. And I kind of agree, because think it's in really, really good shape. Anyway, so that's that status. Josh decided to buy the red with black roof 458. He's like, screw it, I'm gonna take it on as a project. All right, so I guess we're gonna have a flood car to rebuild over the next few weeks, months, whatever. This 458 is a client's car. It is basically almost all set. We should have it wrapped up in the next day or so. Then we can send it off to the client. Josh's 355 we'll have to work on very soon. We need to get it fixed and running, and I think it's gonna be fine. The black 458 has a lot of interest. Currently, only issue is AVH failure. It's the auto vehicle hold. Basically, when you're on a hill, it prevents it from rolling back, that sort of stuff. We're gonna do a little more digging, see if we can't resolve it easily, and if not, well, it's something that you can resolve if you wanna buy it. Again, ngsc.me/floodcars. And then over here, we've got another client's car, this 430, which was converted to a manual, tons of stuff done to it, and it is gonna be going over to Brad's early next week to get a PPF and window tint. We gotta do a few more things, and it goes to its owner. My old 430 still waiting on insurance. This 430 Spider converted to a manual. No flood damage, was not here, totally okay. Everything's great. Make us an offer. We're listing it for I don't want to say any prices in the videos because things change. We'll get pictures and stuff of it soon. We've just been so busy we haven't had time. 29,000 miles. Okay, so as far as for what I'm doing today, I'm paying it forward. So as you know, I reached out to some local Facebook groups, seeing if anyone needed help with the Bobcat, and I was gonna help this one dude, and something came up and he was busy or something, so I couldn't help him. So I reached out to another organization, and they said yes, they desperately need help. So I'm gonna load up the Bobcat onto the trailer and drive it over to this community that's pretty close to here and help them out for the first 3/4 of the day. And then later today I have a consultation. Yeah, just trying to help people out with what I can. So since we're kind of okay as far as that goes, now we're more into like the financial side of things. We have a little bit of time until we're in dire straits, so I wanted to help while I could with equipment that I have. So let's load that up. Let's go help some communities and stuff that got their asses kicked by the flood, and then that'll be about it for the week, and I'm hopefully gonna just do nothing this weekend. That'd be wonderful. All right, so let's load up and head on over and help some people. All right, it is a shit show. They sent me to a place. They're like, yeah, we don't need your help, so I gotta go back to the main place. I gotta try and find a place to turn around. It is pretty messed up, pretty devastated out here. This area got it really, really, really bad. So we're gonna try and find a way to turn around. You can see it's like almost traffic jams. There's so much construction stuff going in and out, and people trying to help. It's chaos, but good for them. All right, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a valley right here, and that's where the creek was. Basically, all these homes are just destroyed. There was homes that got wiped away. They literally got floated away. I know they were saying that someone's wife died, and they're having a funeral here shortly. So yeah, it's really sad. It's absolutely awful. It's hard to believe, but it's just hard to believe how much water must have come up here for it to be up this high. It's absolutely insane to think about. I mean, look at all those cars and trash and just debris just piled up everywhere. I'll talk about when I get to the shop. It was frustrating because it was so chaotic and disorganized, but at the same time, it's heartwarming to see just how many people are trying to help. As someone who tries to run a business and try and tame chaos, this was frustrating, very frustrating. But again, that's not the point. It was wonderful to help and super heartwarming to see everyone trying to help. So, all right, we're going back to the shop. So I guess that's it for doing this for today. Everywhere you go along here, just piles of rubbish and debris, and like they were saying, the one person was like, just knock down the house, it's toast. Just crazy how much stuff, this whole area right here. It's absolutely got devastated. Wow. Like, man. Horrible. So this bridge right here was wiped out. This is the river, San Gabriel, way up before it gets to our shop. So this whole bridge got wiped out. So that heads down by our shop. This isn't the same one that runs through our property. It's the one that runs on the other side of the highway. But then it also, there's another side of it that runs by closer to my house. So all of this area, like every little runoff stream, every river, every whatever, where water gathers, just got its ass kicked. Roads, houses, anything just got ripped up. It's just crazy. So that right there is the road that was built by our shop. And that's the road that when they built it, they dumped the dirt on on the neighbor's property. Today was a very interesting experience. So on the plus side, let's talk about the good things first. Lots and lots of people were volunteering. Looks like they had lots of supplies. I saw a ridiculous number of skid steers, excavators, every tool you could think of, chainsaws, people everywhere. So that part was good. I was happy to see that. What made me really sad about that is here are these poor people whose lives got ruined by these floods. Their homes are gone. People literally died. One of the people in that community lost their spouse. And so it's absolute tragedy. I'm really sorry for the people of that community that was helping, that I hope they get taken care of, because they need a lot of help. It is bad there. It's really bad. Well, YouTube, it is time to officially kick off the weekend. It's like, what, 6:30? 6:30, jeez. So I had a consultation at 5, it ran a little long, whatever. If you guys don't know, we do consultations where we help people buy and sell these cars. Usually buying. Kind of have two different forms of consultation. One is just an hourly consultation. Most of the time it's over the phone. Like, you got a car that you're interested in, but you just want to ask some questions about it and get a second opinion on it, get advice, things like that. That's pretty common. The second consultation type that we do is what we call like our white glove service, or all-inclusive service. And basically that's where we can help with negotiating for the car. So basically you say, hey, I want to buy a car, here's the link to it, and we say, okay, great, let us handle everything. So we negotiate for you, we try and get the best price, we physically go out and look at the car in person, so we go fly out to wherever the car is. We also offer where we'll buy it into our dealership and then sell it to you through our dealership. And the reason that's nice is then you don't have to worry about any of the title stuff, because you hopefully trust us. So we don't play any games with the titles. It also works out where certain people are doing interesting, weird things with financing or whatever, and we'll work with you on that. Obviously, if we negotiate a better price, you guys get some savings. And typically, I'm not gonna say all the time, because not all the time, but typically we can get the car price reduced through negotiations more than the cost of the consultation. Now, granted, could you have negotiated maybe close to as much as us? Perhaps, but maybe not quite as much. Also perhaps, I don't know. Again, there's a lot of variables. Pretty common thing we do it a lot. So if you're interested, it's on our website, link right here. I guess now I'm gonna go home and spend some time with the kids and wife, and I'm definitely not working tomorrow or Sunday. I'm gonna have an actual weekend. So I'll see you guys Monday.
Eventually.
Well, good morning, YouTube. It's Monday, and I'll be honest, I did very little for the company over the weekend. I just shut down, tried to spend some time with the family, and didn't answer emails, didn't answer DMs, messages, whatever. So I have a crap load of that to catch up on. And just to make things better for my life, my laptop fan broke, and now it's overheating, and it only runs for about 2 minutes before it overheats and shuts down. So I need to find a new laptop fan, if possible, quickly. But beyond that, let's see. Well, I guess we're gonna probably start putting the interior back in the yellow car, try and get that thing figured out. We're going to put the interior, well, the seats and stuff back in the black car. Probably work on that a little bit. This client's car just needs to get buttoned up, and then it can go to the new owner. We gotta bill him. And Josh's car, well, I don't know what's going on. I think we have someone that's coming to look at buying it on Tuesday. So that'd be good. And then over here we've got the other client's 430. That one we gotta send over to Brad's to get a PPF and window tint, probably today or tomorrow. Still waiting on insurance to make a decision on my old 430, and then this 430, which is converted to a manual, is for sale. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I think it's gonna be a lot of doing paperwork and stuff and computer work today. Oh, those are the seats for the yellow 360. They look pretty good. And those are the seats for the 458. They also look pretty good. Those are the seats for my old 430. They need to be put back together. I guess I'm gonna just kind of try and take apart my computer, see what fan it needs, see if I can order one. Hopefully it's just a regular fan, nothing spiffy about it. I'm just kind of spent. Honestly, I'm just so tired. So very tired. I need a nap. Okay, well, I guess we'll do some stuff. Here's my culprit for my computer. This fan was seizing up, so I'm cleaning it. Hopefully the cleanup will at least let it last a little longer. I obviously need to order a new fan, but annoying. So, yeah, had to take apart a lot of the laptop chassis. We'll see if I can get this thing fixed. Well, I think it's working. Let's log it in. Oh, yay, there it goes. All right, well, success on that. So I had this thought. A couple people said, hey, you should put a sump pump in the trench or a sump pump out there. And I was trying to do some math to see how big of a pump do we need to be able to handle what was going on. So how many gallons of water were in the shop? So I'm gonna say it was approximately 2 feet deep, and the shop's footprint is 4,400 square feet. So if you do the math, that's about 65,000 gallons of water. And it flowed in approximately, I'm gonna say 2 hours, but it actually was probably faster than that because it filled up in less than 2 hours. So we'll just say 2 hours though. It flowed at a rate of approximately 30 to 35,000 gallons per hour. So for a pump to be able to handle 35,000 gallons per hour, I think that's about the diameter of, like, I don't know, my refrigerator, right? It's very big. So a little sump pump isn't probably gonna do much. Now, that being said, it might be helpful for smaller rains to just kind of put a big sump basin that is kind of like the main drain point, and that way all the water will kind of collect into that, and then we could have the pump it straight all the way down to the creek, which might actually be good because then the trench would stay, for the most part, sort of dry. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing that anyway just because it might be a nice thing to have for the smaller rains. Now, obviously, a bigger rain would overflow that sump pump and just start going down the trench. It's probably a good idea, but it's not going to be like the end-all be-all idea. The thing is, like, I don't know how much money it would cost. I kind of looked into it. It looks like it would cost like $500 to $700 or so to get a pump that would actually be able to do that sort of stuff. And it's kind of like one of those pumps you just leave it alone and it just takes care of itself. It turns on automatically with the float switch and all that sort of stuff. So that's something we might consider. Just some quick updates. Josh is for sure 100% buying the red with black roof 458. We're gonna try and fix it over the next few months because it does have a lot of electrical issues. Got my computer working. Now I can actually answer all those emails and texts and DMs and whatever that I got over the weekend, which was a lot. You probably noticed I'm sweaty as hell. Well, funny thing, so right as I fix my computer, I boot it back up, and then our internet goes out. So I'm like, great, might as well do something else. So we needed to put a silt fence around the dirt pile that we dug up. So that thing, and let me tell you, that is so damn humid out today, and that fence is the biggest piece of shit ever. Like, every time I'd start hammering it in, it would just splinter apart the wood. I mean, it probably doesn't help that, like, that all that ground is probably now concrete because of all the recent rain, so it just turned all the mud and dirt and whatever just super hard. Like, I just can't win, you know? So I'm gonna just sit down and just contemplate life for a little while. Wait for the internet to come back on. All right, so it's actually really late in the day. I didn't film anything today. We did take that one client's car over to Authentic Details, which, by the way, they're hooking us up. If you guys don't know, they are our favorite PPF and tint place in town. They do a phenomenal job. Brad has been a hero for us for a long time. So they hooked us up. They actually said they're gonna try and help us out because of all the crap that we're going through. They're wonderful, and that car is gonna be at Authentic Details for a couple days or so, getting a full front PPF and tint. Then that car will come back. We need to get tires, need to do an alignment, and I think then it's done. Oh my God. That guy, well, we emailed him and he was like, man, I'm so happy my car was on the lift. Also, we talked to the owner of this car today. It was funny. He's like, dude, it's surreal when you see your car in all the water, but your car made it. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. In fact, the funny thing is, when we were at Authentic Details, the guy that we bought that car from, He's actually local, and he was telling the details. He's like, man, I'm so glad that my old car made it. And he saw that it was on the lift. A few more things to button up on that car. Should have it done. Well, actually, we talked to the guy who's buying the car, and actually he might have us order something, so we're waiting for him to make a decision on that. But the big news of the day, the 458 is 100% sorted.
Awesome sauce!
No codes, no check engine light, drives perfect, starts perfect. Well, we've determined there are some things that did not survive the water. The amplifier, so it had 2 amplifiers for the stereo. The previous owner put in a crazy stereo system. One of the amplifiers is toast. We looked it up, and it's like a $1,500 amplifier. It's like, holy.
It's a JL Audio, like high-end.
Some high-end crap.
Water. I'm pretty sure, and the water only got up to the amp, so you can swap that amp out.
I think all the wiring's fine.
Should be fine.
But the amp is toast.
Yeah.
The other thing that got fried, the Escort radar detector system. The module for it was down in the passenger footwell. So yeah, that definitely got soaked. So that blew up. All we had to do is, well, all we had to do, we had to rip out the entire interior, tear apart the seats, take out the entire front, dry everything, take apart a bunch of the connectors, make sure there's no water in anything, replace some fuses, put everything back together, clear the codes. So that being said, yeah, it's totally sorted. So we're gonna also give it a bath, clean it up, take some pictures. Although I just got a phone call with the guy who might be buying it, I don't know. But the yellow car, we're putting that back together, and it's coming along nicely. It actually looks really nice. Although the carpets fought Alan pretty hard. Poor Alan had to kick the shit out of him to get him back in there. He's gonna have that wrapped up probably today, and we just gotta put the panels on, clean some stuff up, and then it's ready to rock. So, and I just sent out a deposit form on that car, so assuming that guy pays a deposit and comes through, then this car might be the deal of the century. That's kind of what we said, is we're like, man, we listed that car too cheap. We should have listed it more. Oh well. It needs to go away, so does this car. And then, as I said, Josh bought the red black roof car. Because he's like, hey, might as well fix it over the next, I don't know how many months.
So now I have 2 broken Ferraris.
Oh, Lordy. Well, that's probably it for the day. I'm going to do some more computer stuff. And, man, hopefully we can get some cars out the door. Then we need cars bad. We need to get some cars coming in. We need to do some service. Yeah, we need some more cars desperately. We got to get some money coming in the door to help offset some of these losses and hopefully make it so that we can maybe get paid in, I don't know, a month or 2 again. Pretty much at this point, Josh and I are not getting paid. We're just trying to survive, so we're just living off savings. This thing, one of you wants it, amazing car, for sale. We'll have pictures of it soon on the website, but if you're interested, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. Oh, and the coaster bus. Shoot, we gotta get those pictures over to the coaster bus guy. We had someone who was interested in the coaster bus. We'd like to sell that too, because that could free up some cash. But that's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. So, I need to figure out what's going on today. I know the first thing I gotta do is some stuff on the computer. One of the insurance companies is asking for a list of options that is on my old 430. So I'll give them that. I think they're helping. They need that to help give a value to the car. Oh, there's some water up here. I think that's coming from the car. There's definitely, this car needs to go outside soon because it's starting to get ripe. It's stinky. Like when you walk over here, you can smell that car. It's unpleasant. The 360 is going to be put together today, send out deposit stuff, and so we should be getting a deposit on that car. I also need to send some emails. We had someone who was interested in the 458, so I think those 2 cars might have deals. We'll see how today's goes. And then someone wanted some information about the black 430 that we converted, the Spider right there. We need to get pictures and stuff. So we're gonna have to clean up some cars today, get pictures and videos and whatever. Start trying to get kind of normal operations going. I think someone was coming out to look at Josh's 355 today. So that also needs to kind of just something needs to happen. If we can get that stuff going, I'd like to kind of situate the rest of the shop. We did get our first quote back on redoing the kitchen, office, and bathroom. So that's starting to progress. Things are moving forward on that. So also, there's a lot of man. There's so much stuff to remember. It's hard to remember everything that needs to happen. Let me kind of get going and then rejoin you in a minute. All right, I totally forgot to film anything today. We got a lot of stuff going on. We just kind of been working all day, and I didn't really think about it. So seats and interior and everything is back in this car. We still have to put it in the stereo and bottom panels and the engine panels. But before we do those, I'm gonna go test drive it to make sure everything's happy. So we did drive it a little bit, but I'm gonna drive it a lot of it, go put like 20, 30, 40 miles on it just to make sure everything's good. Washing up that other black 458 because we've got a lot of interest in it, so we wanted to get some better pictures. Now it's put back together. We also still gotta put the bottom panels on that car. We still have to put a few more things on that client car. She's been doing a lot of computer stuff, trying to figure out a bunch of crap. Did some more organizing of tools. That's one thing that's hard right now, is there's so many things. It's kind of like you keep getting distractions after distractions, so you just kind of gotta stay focused on something, try and get that one thing done, and then move on to the next thing, which is actually kind of a challenge because phone calls, emails, texts, DMs, something happens and it pulls you away from what you're trying to work on, which is really frustrating. But stuff is getting done, which is good. So yeah, I'm gonna go take that thing for a spin. Well, 360 drives amazing. We're playing the old shuffle. So we gotta get that car over there. Oh, don't mind that at all. So this car's gonna go out and get a bath. The black car is coming back in to get the panels on, and that car's just chilling until we finish it up. So yeah, this thing drives amazing. I just took it out for about 20-ish miles. Awesome, wonderful. I can't believe it drives so good. It's hard to believe. It's like, this thing was underwater? What? All right, YouTube, we got the 360 all washed up. God, it's a good looking car. This car drives just fantastic. Also, just got the black car all washed up, and damn, she's looking good too. Everything's looking pretty good. We just got to button up the bottom panels on both of these two, and the engine panels in that one. Engine panels are in that one. And finish up the 458 over there, and things are progressing. This is great. Starting to feel a little more comfortable about stuff. Like, I don't know if I said earlier, we got a quote for doing all the work on the office, kitchen, and bathroom. It's a bit more than we wanted. We'll see. We got a few more quotes coming in. Hopefully we can get a quote we like and get that going in the next, I don't know, 1 to 2 weeks. That'd be great. But that's it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, YouTube. It is Wednesday. Jeez, I can't even get my days straight. Well, it's auction day. There's a few cars of interest, but I have very low hopes that we'll buy any. But I do want to watch the auctions because, well, we need inventory desperately since we did get a deposit on the yellow car. I sent out paperwork on the yellow car. Black car is all cleaned up and stuff. That's a client's car. We'll be going out the door shortly. Just need to wrap it up. And then that 430 is, well, totally fine and for sale. And then we have Josh's 355, so that thing. So yeah, we need cars, bad. Oh, we do have the coaster bus still. So if one of you wants a coaster bus, yeah, we can work something out on that. But I'm gonna sit down, check out the auctions, see if there's anything. Probably not. Scour the internet for cars, and then probably start working on some of these cars so we can try and get them done and out the door, or whatever we need to do to get stuff going on. Just need to start getting the shop to start pulling in some revenue so we can start recovering some of these losses. But it's going to be a little bit of a while before we kind of get back to normal, I think. But at least we're heading towards that. It's, heading in that direction, but it's a long ways to go. Well, got some cars of interest. We've been watching. We bid on a few, didn't get them. Should have probably bought. We had a silver with blue stripe Gen 4 Viper. Probably should have been on it, but the margin was getting really close that once you factor in shipping and fees and everything, it was going to be not really making much money. So we decided to pass on it. We were noticing these McLarens are just taking a beating. McLarens are just down in the toilet. No one is buying them. Obviously maintenance probably is the motivator on that. So can't blame anyone, but yeah, they're just dropping like a bomb. I'm curious, there's a Ford GT, it's gonna be like probably close to $500,000, unfortunately, but God, that's one of my all-time cars. I don't think we're gonna get anything, but we're trying. Well, didn't get any of the Ferraris we wanted. I don't know, I think prices are still going up generally, so the 430s and 458s that we were watching went for way more than they were even a month or two ago. I guess the prices are going up, which means we need to pay more, which sucks. Oh man, there's a Speciale. That thing's gonna be like close to $1 million. Can't wait to see that. Oh, and a Bugatti Chiron. Huh, at a wholesale auction. That's very weird. Oh, I hear Josh. Well, anyway, we'll start doing some stuff. I gotta do some more invoicing and paperwork and boring stuff, and then we'll try and run some cars this afternoon. All right, YouTube, we're gonna slap back on the under panels on this 458. We actually have someone coming from San Antonio to come look at it, so we wanted to make sure it's all buttoned up for him, although it drives fine. It's just, you know, without the under panels,
We had to clean all the mud and stuff out.
Yeah, literally had to pull off all the panels and power wash all the undercarriage.
It's really clean under
Yeah,
here.
now it's nice and really clean.
This car's really nice.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting a freaking deal on
Someone
this.
is getting a crazy good deal. Thought I'd show you guys. So we started a new system for when people order parts for service. So we have these totes and these racks, and we just put all the parts that they ordered into totes, and that way we can stay organized. And then as the parts come in, we'll put them in the bins, and we're gonna label the bins according to who's buying them and stuff. So we're trying to get better organized. That was one of the things that we were working on pre-flood. And so I've created all this spreadsheet to keep track of all this stuff and all that crap. And well, we're working on that. We also have something just to help remind ourselves. We bought these little tags that say like no coolant, do not start, no engine oil, no gearbox oil. So we can tag those to the keys on the cars. That way we don't have an accidental whoopsie, because that would suck really badly. I just got an email from the guy who owns my old 430, and it looks like it is totaled. So there you go. That's all. Oh no, wait, we're still waiting on Scott's car. How is it his is still up in the air? Yeah, so actually I want to talk about this for just a second. So we actually are on the receiving end of dealing with insurance from multiple different organizations. So the maroon 430 was with Geico. They were super easy. They showed up like I think the next day or 2 days later. They were very fast. The adjuster shows up, brings the laptop in, starts banging away on parts. I actually had Josh helping them look up parts, and then they were like barely into it, and they're like, oh yeah, this is already totaled. And they're like, okay, cool. And so then they like, you know, finished up the report and whatever, gave the guy the information a couple days later, and he was all set within a few days. And then they came and got the car, like, I don't know, it's probably from the time it got flooded to the time everything seems to have been done was probably about 5 to 7 business days. It was pretty quick. Scott has Haggerty, and they've been extremely slow. And I think it's partly because it's a declared value policy. They're trying really hard to not total the car, and I mean, it's gonna be totaled. I'm pretty confident that. They've had a couple back and forths with him, a couple back and forth with us. They asked us to tear apart the car, and they said they're gonna pay us for that, supposedly. So we still need to invoice them for that. So we're kind of waiting on them to make a decision, but I think they said that they have like a 2-week window to make these decisions.
You can charge storage too.
I mean, yeah, if we want to be jerks, we could start charging them storage, which, yeah, well, yeah, we're going to if they
We're
don't.
entitled to that.
Yeah, so we'll probably have to start charging them storage on that. They've been kind of a pain in the ass, but I hope Scott's going to be fine on this one. Let's see what else. My old 430 was with State Farm. Once everything got kind of arranged and stuff, they've been pretty reasonable to work with. They asked me to build a list of all the parts that would take to repair it, which I did. And then they asked for all of the options of the car. So I created that list as well. And they never sent anyone out here. They just had us take pictures and stuff. So, but anyway, it looks like it's gonna be totaled.
Lexus too.
The Lexus was also State Farm?
Lexus was USA.
Oh, it's USA.
They were the best.
So from our perspective, yeah, USA was the best. So USA was the Lexus. And apparently USA said if the water line is above a certain mark, they just automatically total the car, period. So they never sent anyone out. Did they even have, I guess they had pictures.
Had one person come and take pictures.
Oh, did they? I guess I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Okay, they had someone come out and take pictures. They were.
And then I sent them some. They asked me to send them some pictures.
Oh,
which I
okay.
did.
Some follow-up pictures.
Yeah.
So they weren't too bad from our perspective. They were pretty quick, although a little bit slower than Geico. Geico was by far the fastest. They were just like lickety split. So that's been kind of interesting from that perspective.
Well, I knew Geico was going to be quick when the person they sent out had a shirt on, a Geico shirt on, and it said disaster team or something.
Oh, so they probably
they probably sent a team here, like
Yeah.
they do when we have a hailstorm.
yeah.
To just deal with everything as quick as possible.
Yeah, that's probably. So they just knew there was gonna be like
Because
150 cars to deal with.
Copart is going to get inundated with cars.
Yeah,
Because it all happens at once. So if they get ahead of the game, I think
they get their cars in faster
right.
and
And
get their
most
money.
places charge storage and stuff once a car is,
Gotcha.
once
Makes-
once a car lands on the lot or it's been damaged and an insurance claim starts, that's when you start charging storage.
Yeah.
It's $125 a day.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Really? We could charge that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Let's charge that shit.
We should have charged it on the other cars, but
We were just trying to like
Yeah.
get the cars out the door. We felt bad. It's part of it's like you feel bad that people's cars were here and it was no fault of their own. Of course, it was no fault of our own. Oh, interestingly, USAA for the Lexus would not let him do a buyback. They straight up said you cannot do a buyback.
yeah, they
So-
said it was because they didn't want the liability because of the flood.
Right.
So they were like, no buyback offered. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
that's a new one.
So everyone keeps asking us like, what happens to the cars? Well, they end up going to like Copart and other wholesale auctions where the titles will be rebranded as salvage with flood, damage or whatever.
It'll just be a total loss.
So yeah, total loss, whatever. So like theoretically, dealers can buy. I don't know if normal people can buy from most of those auctions.
Copart, I think you can, but you have to sign up with them.
But you can't. If you buy a currently totaled car, do they have the ability to file to get the new
I
title?
don't know. That's a good question. I'm not
Like
sure.
it has to be a dealer, right?
I guess so.
Or at least that's in Texas. I don't know how. I think it depends on the state.
Yeah, because you're just going to get a title from. Well, the
Title
car
gets
will be
surrendered.
signed over to the insurance company,
Right.
and then the insurance company will sell it to whoever buys it. So I think you do have to be a dealer then.
Yeah.
I've never bought
It gets.
a Copart car.
Yeah, we've never had to do that, so I don't know. Anyway, so a lot of people are like, "Oh, why didn't you guys sell the car? Why didn't you do this?" Well, these were client cars, and we have no control over what happens with insurance for those cars. So it's up to insurance to make those decisions. Another update, which I don't want to jinx, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Someone bought the 355, as is. So they're like, "Hey, I want a big project." They're gonna take the car as is, take it home, and rebuild it over the winter. So that's a hell of a project for them. Good for them. We just kind of discussed it.
They agreed to give me first right of refusal once they're done with it if I
Oh.
want to buy it back.
Really?
Yeah, and he said he'll be fair. So I don't know, if we're in a better spot, maybe we'll see.
Okay. Kind of made sense because now Josh took on the black roof red 458, so he bought that. So he's going to keep that and try and get all the other codes fixed, which he's already spent some time working on it, and he already fixed one of the issues. The parking brake was totally messed up.
I'll
And
probably do a video on this
everything.
car.
Yeah,
Just
everything
to
it needed.
explain everything it needed and what I figured out, because it's kind of tricky,
There's some weird stuff going on.
weird stuff, but I think it's all fixable. This car,
So one of the fascinating things is we realized one of the reasons this car fared so well is the parking sensor module in that car is under the floorboards, and that module, Josh, when he took that car apart, it said it was completely full of water. The module was not sealed, and that module was
not sealed,
toast.
though. It was just I unplugged it and I took it out and tilted it sideways, and water just came out of it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's not good. So this car, no parking sensors, doesn't have that issue, which is really fascinating. So that may have helped this car avoid some of those errors, because I'm betting that module freaked out, got all wonky, and then threw some shit onto the can that maybe wrecked some other modules. This car, oh yeah, nice Capristo, huh? Yeah. Someone's coming to look at it, so we're gonna button it up real quick, and I'm sure they'll want to take it for a drive and everything, and who knows, we might have it sold in a little while. All right, YouTube, we had someone checking out the black 458. I don't know. we'll see what they say. It may or may not be sold. Yellow 360, we're gonna put the bottom panels on tomorrow, and then it's officially done. Oh, and top panels, the engine panels and bottom panels. So probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of work maybe. I'll finish up this car. Oh, and tomorrow's the Thursday night live. So we'll see you guys at the live stream, and just kind of cleaning up, still just chipping away at stuff. Spent a lot of today just looking for cars to buy and completely struck out. Didn't find a single car to buy. Sucks. So on that note, I'm gonna go home sort of early for me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning, YouTube. It's Thursday. It's the end of this week in the life of running our dealership. So as it sits, we're sort of operational. Things are sort of happening, which is great. Obviously, we still don't have kitchen, bathroom, or office. We got our first bid. We're waiting on some more bids. We got a deposit on the yellow 360, so that's great. We've got a lot of interest in the black 458, so confidence is reasonably high that it's going to sell fairly quick. We just need to get the right person who is wanting a screaming deal on a 458. Still got to finish up this car. Still got to finish up. Well, no, that's the only one we got to really finish up. We're still waiting on insurance to make a decision about my old 430, but it sounds like it's totaled. And we're still waiting on Scott's car for the insurance, which is really interesting because he was the first one to claim it. So first one in, last one out, I guess. I don't know. That should hopefully be going away sometime soon, because I'd love to just have all the cars gone and just basically push the big reset button. Then we can, get back to doing normal business. Josh, of course, got a deal on that. I don't know if he got a deposit on that or not. I think so. Probably. Who knows? Still got the coaster bus. Still got that F430 Spider that is ours. And we're on the hunt for cars. So we really need some cars. We got 3 cars coming to the shop next week. 2 of them we bought to be sold, so that'll be cool. Got an Aston Martin, it's manual, and then we got a Maserati. So interesting cars. And then we have another client's car coming here to get converted into a manual. So we're starting to get some more business drummed up and hopefully helping us out to pay some bills, because we got a lot of bills right now. Yeah, fun stuff. So all that being said, I can't thank y'all enough for all the support. Truly, we've said it 500 times. I need to say it probably 10,000 more times. Thank you so much for all the support and the volunteers and the donations and everything that helped this company stay alive. So, and I've said it also, we've got a long ways to go, but it's looking reasonable now. At some point we'll fix the doors, but those could just be broken for a little while. Some point reasonably soon we'll get a kitchen, office, and bathroom, because it'd be nice to have privacy when you're when you're using the bathroom. And we just got a lot of stuff to figure out, so it's gonna be a while. I'm reasonably content. And with that, go to normalguyssupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us. If you need any work done on your car, reach out to us, sales@normalguyssupercar.com. And of course, you can buy cars from us at ngsupercars.com, although we have 1 car at the moment for sale. And a coaster bus and the black 458. But that's it for this video. You guys are amazing. We'll see you guys in the next one. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.
Let your mind rest easy when you're laying in your bed, as our conversations still running through your head. We've got big decisions, yeah, they're staring in our face, and I didn't know just how to say. That if I'm headed out, I'll be holding on, 'cause I kinda love can take the miles. Oh, and there's no distance now that could break that tie. I'll be holding on to you till the day I die. If we're across this country, or we're half a world away. Or we've always known we'd have to roll with every change. And if the next door that opens takes you to another place, send me a postcard and I'll be dreaming of your face. Oh, if you're headed out, I'll be holding on. 'Cause I kinda love can take the miles. Oh, there's no distance now that could break that tie. I'll be holding on to you till the day I die. Even if the sun goes down right when yours is coming up, it won't set on our love. When we're headed out, we'll be holding on. 'Cause I kinda love can take the miles. And there's no distance now that could break that tie. I'll be holding on to you, and I believe we'll make it through till the day I die.